Hello, book lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, I'm Beth, and this is Boo's Book Nook. Goodreads is a great place to have a look at the reviews of books and decide whether you do want to buy them or do not. I have seen multiple videos on this platform of people reading one-star reviews of their favorite reads, and I thought that sounds hilarious. I want to do it because I am so intrigued, because reading is so opinionated. It's so different for everyone. A book that I find incredible is a 5-star plus read. Someone might hate and DNF. And I find that so intriguing, how everyone's brains work and how different that is. I am so intrigued to see what people thought of books that I would class as my favourite reads of all time. Starting off strong, we are going to have a look at the reviews for Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is one of my favourite YA fantasies, alongside Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. This, top tier in my opinion. I just really enjoy this world, but I know there is a lot of people out there that just don't see the hype. I am on Goodreads right now, and let's have a look at some of the reviews we can find. Starting off strong, there is a 1-star review at the very top of this page. Oh my god, this is just going to be a video of me laughing, I swear. Okay, it goes, an editor, my kingdom for an effing editor. I think that's basically saying that they think the editing was rubbish in this book. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Oh my god, that's brilliant. Right. I am what some sexist pigs would call a basic. If you give me a tall, dark-haired, sarcastic, morally grey guy in a romantasy that combines some of my favourite books and tropes, while still keeping some sense of originality, I'll be content. This book had all of that, excluding the originality. So I knew there would be some reviews on the originality of this, because there has been so much controversy over this book being basically a rip-off of the Hunger Games and the Red Queen series. Do not throw a tantrum in the comment section because someone expressed their criticisms about a book that you enjoyed. It's incredibly immature and, quite frankly, hilarious. Stupid. It's crossed out hilarious. Because you're wasting your time writing a comment that I'm just going to delete after screenshotting it and sending it on the group chat. Oh my god, this person is brilliant. Oh my god. See, this is hilarious. I'd never get offended by a review. As I said, it's opinionated. That goes on for pages. Oh my god, girl. Wow, that is a long review. Oh my goodness. If you want to read it, go to Goodreads and find it, because whew, I just love how some people spend hours writing reviews. Oh my god. Did I honestly read the same book as everyone else? Because I seriously doubt it. Nor do I think an editor did. So there is a lot about editing and how it's not been edited right. As I said before in my videos, 5-star reads for me are a feeling. It doesn't have to be a work of art and flawless in English literature. Oh my god, people are hilarious. Oh my gosh. Disappointing, more than disappointing. The hype for this book infuriates me, because if this is the standard is in hell. Just an amalgamation of popular tropes, and the main character was a carbon copy of every other generic YA lead to exist, lacking any flaws whatsoever. Where's the originality, the world building, the character development? A good romance requires more than just a few tropes and a loads of cringy banter. Further, the writing was ridiculously poor and under-edited. That's brilliant. Oh my god, people are hilarious. Oh, I love it. People are brilliant. Right. This next book, The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, is probably my all-time favourite book on this planet. It is a historical fiction set in Germany during the time of World War II, when the Nazis are starting to take power, and it follows a German girl called Liesel. And I also loved it because it is narrated by death themselves. It's just fantastic. I loved it. I cried, and I also love the film. Oh, just gorgeous. There probably will be 1-star reviews saying, oh, this isn't accurate to the actual historical. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, so this review is basically talking about the narrator's approach. So I also found the author's approach to this story should just been plain gimmicky. The first and foremost gimmick is that the story is narrated by death. Now, this might work in some books, but not this one. The choice to narrator adds absolutely nothing to the story. It's only distraction to the reader, and it also encouraged the author to add trite observations about Death's perspective. For example, he doesn't carry a scythe but likes the human image that add nothing to the story. If Death here had been given developed personality or a unique perspective, then maybe, and even that's a stretch, the choice of narrator would have worked. It's a gimmick and it falls flat. You know what? I really disagree with that. Oh, you know when I said it wasn't going to make me angry or sad? That's kind of gotten to me because I think the fact that it's narrated by Death it is full of symbolism in the way that during the war it was full of death. And he keeps popping back and he's there. He is always there because it is war. And he comes to take away those bodies, those souls. One of the end lines, which doesn't spoil anything, but it basically says, I am haunted by humans, which I think is a beautiful take. Stunning. Yeah, I really disagree with that. You're wrong. Oh my gosh. Wow. I had a hardcover of this book. I no longer have it. I did not even finish reading it because it irritated me so much, and when I asked if it got better, no one could convince me that it was worth persevering. Oh, I think this was just wonderful in the way that it's from a German girl's perspective, and we get a lot of the other side, so the Allies. So I've read a lot of French based World War II books and English based World War II books, but I've never seen the side of the Germans. And really interesting, really interesting. I think I was more critical with those reviews because it is my favourite book of all time, and I will have no slander about The Book Thief. Thank you. But yes, I know it's opinions. But overall, it's got a 4.39 on Goodreads. Proof's in the pudding, really, isn't it? Oh my god, I'm going crazy. Speaking of historical fiction, let's go on to another one, and this is going to be The Women by Kristen Hanna. I recently read this book, and it is set in the Vietnam War, so a war I don't really know much about. I loved it. I devoured this book, and I sobbed and sobbed. Yes, I do have to admit, the storyline is a bit crazy. It is very over exaggerated, but then the fact of how the women were treated during the Vietnam War and how they were basically told, no, there was no women in the Vietnam War, what are you talking about? And just belittling their experiences was just heart wrenching. Let's see what people have to say about it, because I bet you there will be some interesting things about this one. Okay. Hot take, this book would never end. Brilliant. Brilliant. Hannah is far too verbose, leaving the reader to wade through needless paragraphs, inserting uninteresting details. Sorry, I just don't care about the cheap motel, especially at the end of the book. Not sorry. Oh my god. This one says, so it's given 2 stars, this one, so it's not a 1-star review, but it says 2 soap opera stars. I get it. It is very over exaggerated and a lot happens. Okay, right. Beth, come on, control yourself, woman. Gosh. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? If Meredith Grey served in Vietnam and came home, this would be her story. True. I do have to admit that is true, but I loved it. I loved it. And I love Grey's Anatomy because of the ridiculousness of it. That is the best review ever. Oh my god. That's it. That's that review. There is no other line to it. Oh, brilliant. All right. I don't think any other 1-star review is going to top that. Oh my goodness. The next book, which is one of my favourites and top high fantasy reads, is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Now, this is a chunky book, but it's fantastic. It is marketed as a female version of Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of female power and empowerment, and it's fabulous. I loved it. And there are dragons. And if you know me, you know I love dragons. So, of course, yes. I have actually finally picked up the second book in this series, which is actually the prequel to that book. So I'm excited to read that. Gorgeous. So let's see what people have said about this one. Wow, we've got a lot of 5 stars. Okay, we've got one. We've got one. Oh my god, this is brilliant. Okay. 1 star. A bloated, laden behemoth, lacking in any originality, character development, engaging plot, or good writing. If anyone compares this to The Lord of the Rings or a Game of Thrones, throw this book at their heads. Maybe it will knock some sense into them. I literally just compared it to The Lord of the Rings. I wasted so much time reading such an awful, boring, cliched book. This is one of those cases where I wonder if I read the same book as everyone else did, because what I read bears no resemblance to the book that people are gushing about. Wow. If you do feel compelled to read The Prior of the Orange Tree, I urge you to get the ebook. This isn't worth getting carpal tunnel syndrome from lugging around the hardcover. It's a fact. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Oh my goodness. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. My favourite author in this whole entire planet is V.E. Schwab. Victoria is just a stunning, stunning writer. She writes in the way that I love. And so I have gripped onto that, and I have her entire collection behind me, apart from her graphic novels. I don't have those. I love her writing. She has such a mix of genres, from middle grade to YA to fantasy, some contemporary fiction. I just love the style of her writing, and her brain. I want it. Just like the fact that she has 18 books. And like, where does it come from? I've chosen to go for The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue because I know this one is very hit and miss for a lot of people. I loved it. I gave this 5 stars. It was right up my street. So let's see. 1 star reads. 1 star. Welcome back, students. I have been reassigned to teach Writing 102. So many words, so little plot. After my success with my first course, I'm sure you're all aware, it is expected that you have read this novel before attending my class in order to avoid spoilers. We will be delving into 3 main topics: monotony, pretension, and shallowness. Fill up your favourite mug with your choice of caffeinated beverage. I promise my review will be more entertaining than this dull novel. Wow. I love her writing style. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. There's this extra credit. Someone please recommend me some authors who actually know the definition of the word plot. I will have no V. Schwab slander. Get out. Get out. This is V. Schwab hate, I swear. Oh my gosh. An author spent 10 years writing a book that probably could be summarized by this: Addie has freckles. She's forgettable. She made a dumb deal and plays the victim. Oh, and she had an exciting life. No, we don't get to see any of it. I feel like that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh. Wow. So I find it really interesting that the negative reviews on all of these books I've been looking at are the longest. They are really long. Someone has taken their time to write all the things wrong with the book that they've read. It's so interesting. And that you get the 5 stars, which are just like, oh shit, or fantastic. That's so interesting. No, just no. Did we all read the same book? Like, seriously, I want to know how these major discrepancies are possible. Let's get this straight. This book deserves nothing of its hype. It's bland, it's boring, it's repetitive, it's stupid, hollow, and so pointless. And I'll rate this 1 star. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is as forgettable as its title suggests. V.E. Schwab serves a story that feels like an unfinished draft of something bigger that could maybe have been the masterpiece we were promised. Another case of this author wrote several bestsellers. Doesn't matter if it is good or bad, it'll sell anyway. If you ask me, I don't get the hype around this book, and I seriously suggest that everyone involved in publishing and promoting it gets a raise. Because if you market something so boring and hollow like this so well that thousands of people will read it and love it, you're a mastermind and deserve to be paid like one. Oh wow, she's bitter. Hun. No, that's not the publishers, that's the writing. People are not going to read it and love it if that doesn't make any sense, darling. No. Oh my god, I don't think I could do this to myself anymore. Some of them were really funny, I get that, but it does actually hurt when it's your favorite books, especially when they're wrong. They are wrong. No, in all seriousness, I am joking. I am teasing. Of course, you can have your opinions. You can write reviews, and I love reading reviews and finding out what other people have thought about the book, especially after I've read it. I find it so interesting what different things people take from books, even if it's the same book. Just a little note before we finish. Please, if you are leaving a review, be kind. Or if you're commenting on a review that you disagree with, be kind. Kindness costs nothing. You have to remember that authors spend years upon years and hard struggles to get a book published. Be careful with what you are saying. Yes, you have every right to your opinion. You have every right to say that you didn't like the book, but just watch how you say it. That is my TED Talk. Over. Let's be kind. In a world full of scary things, let's be kind to each other and support each other, because we gotta. So that's the end of this video. I absolutely love that. There were some absolutely cracking 1-star reviews. Like I said before, I find it so interesting that people spend so much time writing these pages and pages of a review of a book they didn't even like. I think it's hilarious. I think it's wonderful. There were some absolute amazing reviews in that. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and click on that notification bell so it notifies you every time I upload a new video. And I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!